During the pandemic, a lot of people were working from home.
Yeah, even some of us around here. Post-pandemic, a lot of young adults, in fact, want to return to the office. And to tell us more about that is Carol Howard, who's the Chief People Officer for Eptura. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
Interesting here. Maybe a generational gap of some kind. Gen Z specifically excited to return to the office. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, definitely. This generation's really excited to return to the office because of that need to establish that connection. In a recent survey that Eptura conducted, 18 to 24-year-olds really stated the top reason for wanting to go back into the office is to socialize with their friends, connect with their colleagues, build that connection. You know, a lot of this generation has recently finished up school remotely. They've started their careers from home. They're really looking forward to getting into that office and making that connection and continuing to build on their careers.
Carol, what would you say are the perks of working in the office that Gen Z is mostly looking for?
Yeah, there's a lot of perks for going into the office. You know, our younger employees really typically overall collaborate a lot more than their older colleagues who are in those senior level positions within the organization. The survey stated that half of Gen Z says they spend 50% or more of their time collaborating when they're in office, compared to 22% of Gen X. So you can definitely see the difference in work style there. It's very clear that Gen Z wants that work environment. They want that interaction, that collaboration. Where middle managers and senior leaders have stated the lowest ranked reason for wanting to go into the office is mentoring others. It's real important that employers understand what this generation wants, that need for that interaction, if they are going to be successful in their roles and within the company as a whole.
What else is interesting, the study found half of Gen Z also is either single or maybe living with parents. Now, is that a big departure from other generations?
Definitely. I actually have three Gen Zers myself, and one of them did live at home recently. And so our study also showed that about 65% of those 45 years and older typically live with a partner, and only about 22% live alone. So very different there. Their top reason for wanting to go into the office is establishing that separation from work and from home, which is different. Gen Z wants to go in because of that work environment, that need to interact and to have that connection. And so, you know, the one reason Gen Z may feel isolated is their living arrangements. They may not have the space or the technology to permanently work from home.
Yeah, that is huge.
Yeah, or mom and dad are breathing down your neck.
Right.
Hey, are you actually working out there? What are you doing?
I know, that's got to be a huge part of it too, right, Carol? All right, Carol Howard with Eptura this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.